Welcome to MX versus ATV Supercross Encore, and today we're going to do some more multiplayer. This is my first race from when I actually sat down and got into a lobby. I had to spectate Anaheim, and I really like Phoenix. I like it a lot. It's fun. It's relatively easy. There's some big lines you can hit, but for me, a lot of times the big lines I'm not terribly consistent with, and so usually I stick to a safer line. Now here, this section, you can jump onto that and jump out without a preload, which is a lot faster. That time we jumped out without the preload, but I think I only get that one more time. And then this next corner here, you can jump all the way onto that table from the outside, even without being in fifth gear and using the manual transmission. But again, for me, it's something that I can't hit very consistent. Now I do try to go for it, I think, the next lap, and totally mess it up and lose a lot of time. So I think that's the only time I actually go for it in this race. I stick to the little bit safer line, which is slower, but for me, I'd rather be a little more consistent than maybe getting it one lap and being faster and then not getting it the next two laps and being slower. The interval clock also, if you noticed a couple corners earlier, it was really weird. It said like 10 seconds, which I knew it wasn't that because you can feel the guy behind you. You know, you can hear him when he's really close. And I actually think he was closer than 2 or 3 seconds. He was fast. He had some really good lines. And in fact, no, maybe it's not this lap. I think, well, this lap here, I go for that line and butcher it pretty badly. I didn't get the run out of the corner because I thought I was going to hit the tough block, so I veered too far left, and then we didn't get it and lost a bunch of time. So in that aspect, in that sense, it hurt us. It hurt us a lot more than if I would have just stayed with my typical slower line. Yeah, but this guy behind me was really starting to eat into our lead. I could see it. I keep looking at it constantly. I could see that he was really starting to eat into it. Now these last two laps, I'm sitting down and doing this post-commentary right after I got done recording them, so it's pretty fresh in my mind, but I don't really remember how these last two laps play out. I'm trying to remember where exactly. I think I hit a tough block here. Yeah, I hit a tough block here, and then I come up short trying to get over this. I don't know what happened. I don't know how that happened so badly. And I think, now I remember, I think he hits the big line here. So he came into the corner a little behind me, but was able to jump all the way onto the table, and so you can really see how much faster that line is, and that pushes us back to second. But I think he makes a pretty big mistake somewhere in here, and we're able to get him back. Yeah, he runs off the track because nobody wants to preload on that, you know, nobody wants to, so we try and carry the speed around the corner to run that triple without the preload, and he ran it a little bit too far, so we reclaimed the lead back going into the final lap. You know, when I have the lead, I know it's just a game, but when I have the lead on the last lap, I should have preloaded. That hurt us a lot, and then trying to preload out, I kind of messed myself up in that section, and he got right back behind us. But like I was saying, going into the last lap with the lead, even though it's a video game, you really want to take it. And I had to give him that little bump. Usually I try to not do any bumping or anything like that, but I knew if I didn't give him that bump, he was going to jump onto that table, and that would have been the end of it. So I gave him enough of a bump. I think I kept him from jumping that whole table and kept it really close. I wanted to give myself at least a little chance going into the final couple corners here, and I think he comes up short over this quad, which let us get just a little bit closer, and then I try to dive to the inside here right before the finish, but he got out of that corner just in time, because at that point I was totally committed. I was totally committed to giving him a pretty rough pass, because I was jumping to the inside and I kept thinking that he was either going to be in front of me, behind me. Well, there's only three possibilities: either behind me, in front of me, or right where I bumped him, and that probably would have been enough to give him a little boot off the track, which would have been a little dirty, but that's for the win, right? That's for the win, so it's okay. But yeah, there's Phoenix. I really enjoy that track. A lot of times it's pretty close racing because a lot of people have the same lines down, and and that always allows for really close racing, exciting racing. So thank you so much for the support on this series. It really means a lot. You guys and girls are absolutely amazing. And I know some people wanted longer videos. I know they're shorter, but for me it just works out really nice to have one race on one video. Maybe eventually I'll start sticking 2 on one video. That'd be about 10 minutes, but for now I think I'm just gonna stick to the 1. So thank you so much for the support on this series. You guys and girls are absolutely amazing, and until the next video, take it easy.